Natalie Portman, June 9, 1981, is an Israeli-born American actress. She has had a prolific film career since her teenage years and has starred in various blockbusters and independent films, receiving multiple accolades, including an Academy Award and 2 Golden Globe Awards. Portman began her acting career at age 12, when she starred as the young protege of a hitman in the action film Leon, the Professional. While in high school, she made her Broadway debut in a 1998 production of The Diary of a Young Girl and gained international recognition for starring as Padme Amidala in Star Wars, Episode I: The Phantom Menace. From 1999 to 2003, Portman attended Harvard University, graduating with a bachelor's degree in psychology. She reduced her number of acting roles, but continued to act in the Star Wars prequel trilogy and in the Public Theater's 2001 revival of Anton Chekhov's play The Seagull. In 2004, Portman was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress and won a Golden Globe Award for playing a mysterious stripper in the romantic drama Closer. Portman's career further advanced with her starring roles as Evie Hammond in V for Vendetta, Anne Boleyn in The Other Boleyn Girl, and a troubled ballerina in the psychological horror film Black Swan, for which she won the Academy Award for Best Actress. She went on to star in the romantic comedy No Strings Attached and portrayed Jacqueline Kennedy in the biopic Jackie, which earned her a 3rd Academy Award nomination. Portman has also featured as Jane Foster in the Marvel Cinematic Universe superhero films Thor, The Dark World, and Thor: Love and Thunder, which established her as one of the world's highest-paid actresses. Portman's directorial ventures include the short film Eve and the biographical drama A Tale of Love and Darkness. She is vocal about the politics of the United States and Israel, and is an advocate for animal rights and environmental causes. She is married to dancer and choreographer Benjamin Millepied, with whom she has 2 children. Early life and background. Natalie Hirschlag was born on June 9, 1981, in Jerusalem, to Jewish parents with roots in Poland, Austria, and Russia. She is the only child of Shelley, an American homemaker who works as Portman's agent, and Avner Hirschlag, an Israeli-born gynecologist. Her maternal grandparents were American Jews, whereas her paternal grandparents were Jewish immigrants to Israel. Portman and her family first lived in Washington, D.C., but relocated to Connecticut in 1988 and then moved to Long Island in 1990. While living in Washington, Portman attended Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School in Rockville, Maryland. Her native language is Hebrew. While living on Long Island, she attended a Jewish elementary school, the Solomon Schechter Day School of Nassau County. She studied ballet and modern dance at the American Theater Dance Workshop, and regularly attended the Uzdan Center for the Creative and Performing Arts. Describing her early life, Portman has said that she was different from the other kids. "I was more ambitious. I knew what I liked and what I wanted, and I worked very hard. I was a very serious kid." When Portman was 10 years old, a Revlon agent spotted her at a pizza restaurant and asked her to become a child model. She turned down the offer but used the opportunity to get an acting agent. She auditioned for the 1992 off-Broadway Ruthless, a musical about a girl who is prepared to commit murder to get the lead in a school play. Portman and Britney Spears were chosen as understudies for star Laura Bell Bundy. Career: 1994–1998, early work. 6 months after Ruthless ended, Portman auditioned for and secured a leading role in Luc Besson's action drama Leon, the Professional. To protect her privacy, she adopted her paternal grandmother's maiden name, Portman, as her stage name. She played Matilda, an orphan child who befriends a middle-aged hitman. Her parents were reluctant to let her do the part due to the explicit sexual and violent nature of the script, but agreed after Besson took out the nudity and the killings committed by Portman's character. Portman herself said that after those scenes were removed, she found nothing objectionable about the content. Even so, her mother was displeased with some of the sexual twists and turns in the finished film, which were not part of the script. Hal Hinson of The Washington Post commended Portman for bringing a genuine sense of tragedy to her part, but Peter Rayner of the Los Angeles Times believed that she wasn't enough of an actress to unfold Matilda's pain and criticized Besson's sexualization of her character. After filming The Professional, Portman went back to school, and during the summer break of 1994, she filmed a part in Marya Cohn's short film Developing. In it she played a young girl coping with her mother's cancer. She also enrolled at the Stage Door Manor Performing Arts Camp, where she played Anne Shirley in a staging of Anne of Green Gables. Michael Mann offered her the small part of the suicidal stepdaughter of Al Pacino's character in the action film Heat for her ability to portray dysfunction without hysteria. Impressed by her performance in The Professional, the director Ted Dem cast her as a precocious teenager who flirts with her much older neighbor in the ensemble comedy drama Beautiful Girls. Janet Maslin of The New York Times wrote, "Portman, a budding knockout, is seen stealingly good even in an overly showy role." She subsequently went back to Stage Door Manor to appear in a production of the musical Cabaret. Also in 1996, Portman had brief roles in Woody Allen's musical Everyone Says I Love You and Tim Burton's comic science fiction film Mars Attacks. Portman was cast opposite Leonardo DiCaprio in Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, but she dropped out during rehearsals when studio executives found her too young for the role. Luhrmann said Natalie was amazing in the footage, but it was too much of a burden for her at that age. She was also offered Adrian Lyne's Lolita, based on the novel of the same name, but she turned down the part due to its excessive sexual content. She later bemoaned that her parts in The Professional and Beautiful Girls prompted a series of offers to play a sexualized youngster, adding that it dictated a lot of my choices afterwards 'cause it scared me, it made me reluctant to do sexy stuff. Portman instead signed on to star as Anne Frank in a Broadway adaptation of The Diary of Anne Frank, which was staged at the Music Box Theatre from December 1997 to May 1998. In preparation, she twice visited the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam and interacted with Miep Gies, who had preserved Anne's diary after the family was captured. She found a connection with Frank's story, given her own family's history with the Holocaust. Reviewing the production for Variety, Greg Evans disliked her portrayal, which he thought had little of the charm, budding genius, or even brittle intelligence that the diary itself reveals. Conversely, Ben Brantley found an ineffable grace in her awkwardness. The experience of performing the play was emotionally draining for her, as she attended high school during the day and performed at night. She wrote personal essays in Time and 17 magazines about her experience. 1999–2006, I Star Wars/I, Education, and Transition to Adult Roles. None. 2007–2015, Career Expansion and I Black Swan/I. None. 2016–present, I Jackie/I and Beyond. None. Activism. Portman, who is an advocate for animal rights, became a vegetarian at age 8, a decision which came after she witnessed a demonstration of laser surgery on a chicken while attending a medical conference with her father. She became a vegan in 2009 after reading Jonathan Safran Foer's Eating Animals and later produced a documentary on factory farming systems in the U.S. by the same title. In September 2017, she was recognized for her work on the film by the Environmental Media Association Awards with the ongoing Commitment Award. She does not wear animal products and has praised animal-friendly products designed by Stella McCartney and Target. In 2007, she launched her own brand of animal-friendly footwear. In 2007, Portman traveled to Rwanda with Jack Hanna to film the documentary, Gorillas on the Brink. Portman has been an advocate of environmental causes since childhood, when she joined an environmental song and dance troupe known as World Patrol Kids. Portman has also supported anti-poverty causes. In 2004 and 2005, she traveled to Uganda, Guatemala, and Ecuador as the ambassador of Hope for Finca International, an organization that promotes microlending to help finance women-owned businesses in developing countries. In an interview appearing on the PBS program Foreign Exchange with Fareed Zakaria, she discussed microfinance. Host Fareed Zakaria said that he was generally wary of celebrities with fashionable causes, but included the segment with Portman because she really knew her stuff. On This Week with George Stephanopoulos in April 2007, Portman discussed her work with Finca and how it can benefit women and children in third world countries. In fall 2007, she visited several university campuses, including Harvard, USC, UCLA, UC Berkeley, Stanford, Princeton, New York University, and Columbia, to inspire students with the power of microfinance and to encourage them to join the Village Banking campaign to help families and communities lift themselves out of poverty. Portman is a supporter of the Democratic Party, and for the 2004 presidential election she campaigned for Senator John Kerry. Prior to the 2008 presidential election, she supported Senator Hillary Clinton of New York in the Democratic primaries. Portman later campaigned for Senator Barack Obama of Illinois. In a 2008 interview, she also stated, "I even like John McCain. I disagree with his war stance, which is a really big deal, but I think he's a very moral person." In 2010, her activist work and popularity with young people earned her a nomination for VH1's Do Something Awards, which is dedicated to honoring individuals who do good. In 2011, Portman and her then-fiancé Benjamin Millepied were among the signers of a petition to President Obama in support of same-sex marriage. She supported Obama's re-election campaign in 2012. In 2009, Portman signed a petition that defended Roman Polanski, who was charged with drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl in 1977, and has been a fugitive for decades. In February 2018, she expressed regret over signing the petition. In January 2011, Portman was appointed an ambassador of We Charity, an international charity and educational partner, spearheading their Power of a Girl campaign. She hosted a contest challenging girls in North America to fundraise for one of We Charity's all-girls schools in Kenya. As incentives for the contest winner, Portman offered the designer Redarty dress she wore to the premiere of Black Swan, along with tickets to her next film premiere. It was announced in May 2012 that Portman would be working with watch designer Richard Mille to develop a limited edition timepiece with proceeds supporting We Charity. During We Day California 2019, Portman gave a pro-vegan speech in front of the student audience, linking vegan lifestyle and feminism. In December 2019, she visited Kenya a second time with We Charity and spoke with young girls determined to improve their lives through access to education. In 2006, Portman served as a guest lecturer at Columbia University for a course in terrorism and counterterrorism, where she spoke about her film V for Vendetta. In February 2015, Portman was among other alumni of Harvard University, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Darren Aronofsky, and Susan Faludi, who wrote an open letter to the school demanding it divest its $35.9 billion endowment from coal, gas, and oil companies. Later that year in May, she spoke at the annual Harvard Class Day to the graduating class of 2015. At Harvard, Portman wrote a letter to the Harvard Crimson in response to an essay critical of Israeli actions toward Palestinians. She has nevertheless criticized the Israeli government, specifically Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Portman was critical of Netanyahu's re-election in 2015, saying she was disappointed and often found his comments racist. In November 2017, Portman was announced as the Genesis Prize recipient for 2018, which includes $2 million in prize money. The following April, Portman announced that she did not plan to attend the awards ceremony scheduled for June, citing recent events in Israel that left her feeling uncomfortable attending public events there. The ceremony was cancelled. Portman further clarified that she was not boycotting Israel, explaining that she did not want to appear as endorsing Netanyahu, who was to give a speech at the ceremony. She is also a member of the One Voice movement. In January 2018, she donated $50,000 to the Time's Up initiative. Portman took part in the 2018 Women's March in Los Angeles, where she spoke about the sexual terrorism she experienced at age 13 after the release of her film Leon, the Professional. She told the crowd, "I understood very quickly, even as a 13-year-old, that if I were to express myself sexually I would feel unsafe and that men would feel entitled to discuss and objectify my body to my great discomfort." She drew attention to the Me Too movement, revealing that her first fan letter was a rape fantasy from a man and that her local radio station created a countdown until her 18th birthday. In 2020, Portman endorsed the Defund the Police movement. In 2020, Portman collaborated with Justice LA to create a public service announcement number suing to save lives about the health of people in LA County jails amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Later in 2020, Portman was announced as one of the co-founders and investors in an almost all-female group that was awarded a new franchise in the National Women's Soccer League, the top level of the women's sport in the U.S. The new team, since unveiled as Angel City FC, began play in the 2022 NWSL season. Personal life and endorsements. Portman is married to French dancer and choreographer Benjamin Millepied, with whom she has 2 children. The couple began dating in 2009 after having met while working together on the set of Black Swan, and wed in a Jewish ceremony held in Big Sur, California, on August 4, 2012. The family lived in Paris for a time after Millepied accepted the position of director of dance with the Paris Opera Ballet, and Portman has expressed a desire to become a French citizen. In 2013, she was living in Los Angeles. In 2017 she bought a Montecito mansion, which she sold in 2021 for $8 million. In 2006, Portman commented that she felt more Jewish in Israel and that she would like to raise her children Jewish. "A priority for me is definitely that I'd like to raise my kids Jewish, but the ultimate thing is to have someone who is a good person and who is a partner." In January 2014, Millepied said he was in the process of converting to Judaism. In 2010, Portman signed on with Dior and appeared in several of the company's advertising campaigns. In October 2012, Britain's Advertising Standards Authority banned a Dior advertisement that featured Portman wearing Dior mascara after a complaint from Dior's competitor, L'Oréal, saying that the advert misleadingly exaggerated the likely effects of the product. The ASA ruled that the ad was likely to mislead. Portman is the face of one of the company's fragrances, Miss Dior, inspired by Catherine Dior. She has starred in campaign videos for the fragrance, and promoted a new version of the fragrance, Rose N Roses, in 2021. Filmography and awards. Portman's most acclaimed and highest-grossing films, according to the online portal Box Office Mojo and the review aggregate site Rotten Tomatoes, include Star Wars, Episode I The Phantom Menace, Star Wars, Episode II Attack of the Clones, Closer, Star Wars, Episode III Revenge of the Sith, V for Vendetta, Black Swan, No Strings Attached, Thor, The Dark World, Jackie, and Annihilation. Portman was awarded the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Drama and the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance in Black Swan, and the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress for Closer. She has received 2 more Academy Award nominations, Best Supporting Actress for Closer and Best Actress for Jackie, and 2 more Golden Globe nominations, Best Supporting Actress for Anywhere But Here and Best Actress in a Drama for Jackie. See also: List of actors with Academy Award nominations. List of actors with 2 or more Academy Award nominations in acting categories. List of Israeli Academy Award winners and nominees. List of Jewish Academy Award winners and nominees.